hata kuvuja ardhi. Welcome, Your Excellency.
President William Ruto has suffered a blow on Friday morning after the Court of Appeal declined to extend an order allowing the government to continue collecting the housing levy.
Formal workers as opposed to other taxpayers or non-taxpayers.
A bench of 3 judges ruled that public interest tilts in favor of not granting the order sought by the government. The government had asked the Court of Appeal to suspend a judgment of the High Court that found the levy illegal as it targets a section of the population. In a decision last year, 3 judges of the High Court ruled that the introduction of the housing levy through amendment of the Employment Act by Section 84 of the Finance Act 2023 lacks a comprehensive legal framework in violation of Articles 10, 201, 206, and 210 of the Constitution.
And arbitrarily and in violation of Section Articles 27, 201, B1 of the Constitution. And flowing from those findings, we find as follows that, and these are our declarations, Section 76 to 78 of the Finance Act, amending Section 7 of the Roads Board Act, 87, amending Section 28 of the Unclaimed Assets Act, Section 88 and 89, repealing Section 29 of the Statutory Instruments Act, are unconstitutional, null and void.
Justices David Majanja, Christine Mioli, and Lawrence Mugambi further stated that the imposition of the housing levy against persons in formal employment to the exclusion of other non-formal income earners to support the national housing policy is without justification, is unfair, discriminatory, and irrational.
Odunga J stated that taxes need not look the same and selective taxes may be applied to different actors for different reasons, such as to address distribution and equity. Has the tax need not be similar to another for it to be rational and discrimination.
The appellate court has said in its ruling that the question that begs an answer is whether, in the circumstances of the case, it would be in the public interest to grant a stay whose effect is to allow a statute that has been found to be constitutionally illegal to continue being in the law books pending the hearing of an appeal.
Na mimi nataka nimuongeleshe rais wetu moja kwa moja kwamba aheshimu uamuzi wa mahakama. Kuhusu affordable housing, mahakama ilishaamua kwamba isimame kidogo tupate mwongozo. Na nataka niseme kwamba hii maneno ya affordable housing hautaingia kwa nyumba kama una chakula. Chakula ndicho muhimu, watoto waende shule, nyumba tutajenga baadaye. Kwanza uchumi urudi chini.
Mimi kenye naweza sema resort tunakupenda na si mimi tunakuchagua, tutaki kukataa. Lakini venye imefikia saa hii, maisha ya saa hii, kama naongelea kwa niaba ya mayouth, ukinicheki mimi ni kijana mdogo, imagine sina any.
Nobody is above the law. Hata kama ni president is under the law. So kama sheria inataka kufuatwa na mahakama, mimi am supporting the judiciary.
Unaona hata watoto sasa vile tunaanza kushughulika, hatuna hata pesa ya kununua hata vitabu hata nini. Kwa mimi sitaki kabisa, hata bodaboda si unaona inasumbuka. Hatutaki kabisa, nimekataa.
Ile ambayo walisema kwamba kurasimisha watu mambo ya nyumba, sisi hatupendi. Kwa hakika uchumi umekuwa ngumu. Ukua mbele yetu kutangulia kutunyanyanza, hiyo sio mzuri. Na hakika maisha imekuwa ngumu.
Rais Ruto alikuja na project yenye ingeajiri vijana wengi. Sasa inamaanisha hawa vijana wote watapoteza kazi. Na ni haki ya hawa vijana na ni haki ya Wakenya kupata nyumba ya bei rahisi. Naomba serikali tena warudishe kesi kotini, waende wa appeal ili tupate haki kama Wakenya.
Mimi nimefurahia vile imetupiliwa bali kwa sababu inatufinya. Na at the same time hatutaki hiyo kuwa tunakatwa pesa kwa sababu wengine wetu tumejenga tumechukua malon, tumejenga nyumba, so hakuna haja ya kufoziwa ununue nyumba ingine.
However, President William Ruto has once again asserted that his administration's affordable housing programs will continue as planned despite the Court of Appeal's Friday decision not to suspend a High Court order declaring the housing levy unconstitutional.
Mimi nataka niwaambie wale wameenda kotini, ati kuzuia hii mpango ya housing. I want to tell them there is no greater public interest than the employment of millions of citizens who for a long time have never had an opportunity to work in their country because there has been no plan on how to employ young people in Kenya. For the first time, the government of Kenya, through a popular vote in our manifesto, have a plan on how to create jobs in Kenya through the housing program.
Speaking in Kiutine in Meru County on Friday, Ruto emphasized that despite the ruling, he has received enough public support to proceed with the housing programs he says will create thousands of jobs for Kenyan youth.
I want to say, for the avoidance of doubt, we are already making the law that the court authorized that we go and make the law. They should have given us a chance to complete the law, but we are going to complete the law and we are going to go forward with making sure that we create opportunities for jobs for the young people of our country, because that is what the people of Kenya want. That is the right thing to do, and that is where public interest is.
He likened the purported public support to receiving a directive from God.
Kuna watu wananiambia wameenda kotini ati tusimamishe ajira ya hawa vijana, na wao wako na ajira.
In the Court of Appeals Friday ruling, the bench maintained that the housing levy was introduced without a legal framework. The housing levy debacle has seen members of the ruling Kenya Kwanza government and opposition allied legislators bump heads over its intended introduction.
Parliament, we are doing what we ought to be doing for the benefit of the majority of Kenyans. Your Excellency, we agree and we have heard what the Court of Appeal has said today. And we want to confirm that we respect their decision and we will wait for the main suit to put our case forward in court. And even as we do that, Your Excellency, by the end of this week, we shall complete the public participation exercise that we embarked on, and in due course, we shall have a new Housing Fund Act that will make sure housing as an agenda continues.
Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga has since urged all employers to stop remitting the housing levy in compliance with the said High Court ruling. Ruto has, however, insisted that the housing plan is a cardinal pillar of his administration. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has likewise urged the judiciary to consider the broader societal impact of its decision, arguing that the levy is enabling the government to build houses en masse in order to alleviate Kenya's housing shortage. For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bushebi Jr.